Okay. Jared?
Yup.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
I got you. We've been talking about this for a minute. And I don't even know if, well, I guess I'll keep the, oh shit, you hear that in the background?
Yeah.
I gotta mute that bitch. There we go.
What's that?
I was talking to myself because I sit here and we can move this down a little bit. I fucked up the audio last time where I had I did like output 1 and 2, but then the way that it kicked out, so if someone was listening in their car and driving or whatever,
They can hear this shit?
What?
They can hear this shit?
Yeah.
In their car?
Because I put it on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, so let me just make sure all these motherfuckers are on in the first place. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right, cool. Yeah. So it's so much better actually. I'm gonna leave these on. I like it that, but I fucked it up. So like, Muhammad was talking and he was on that one, which was coming out the right ear only, and then I was coming out the left ear only. So if someone was driving in their car and like, and didn't have left speaker was fucking up or something like that, you wouldn't even been able to hear me. And then I didn't have the headphones in. I was staying too far away from the mic. My voice wasn't really clear.
And that was the first one?
Yeah, and then Muhammad's audio. So I was like, I've been big on the whole done is better than good thing more recently. Like just let's just get it out there, right? I've been talking about wanting to start this for so long and just get it going, that I was just like, all right, let's go. And then I'm in my own whip, and I can hardly hear myself when I'm listening back to the YouTube one. So I turn up the volume all the way, and then Muhammad starts laughing, and it's like, wham, starts coming in from the right. And I'm like, dude, I kind of fucked that up.
Yeah, no, you learn from it.
Oh, for sure. And that's a big thing, right? Like I sent my brother some of the typography that I wanted to do, like the Tourage piece with, and I was like, so what do you think, right? And like, Al just takes mad long to get back to me. That's one of the things that I guess you could say he's got to improve, or you could say that's just how fucking Al is. That's just how Al is, and he ain't going to want to do that. But I sent it to him, and before he could even get back to me, I already was just like, decided, put one up there. Like, don't mean you can't change it. Like, the audio's messed up. Like, okay. If anyone in the future ever was like commenting like, "Oh, kid doesn't know what he's doing," well, it's like, dude, it's the first one, okay?
Now you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and plus, I've always hated that when people go and add their 2 cents, but they ain't doing nothing. You know, like, oh, all you gotta do is set up a few cameras and be like, okay, so do it. You know, like that's what we did with that radio show too. Here, let's see if you're gonna remember this time.
All right, I got you.
And it's just general conversation. That's what I tell everyone. No agenda, no nothing like that.
That's what we do at my house all the time.
Yeah,
We were saying if this shit was hooked up at my house, we fucking
but we got to go easy on that Scotch look. Yeah. Because
I don't even know what time it is. It's early, so.
No, so for everyone that's gonna end up listening, it was like, what, 2 glass of Scotch. I don't even drink like that anymore, and I'm like, and then third glass goes down, and then, hey, you trying to hit the store again? And then we got, what kind of Scotch is that, by the way? Because that was good.
Balvenie.
Balvenie?
Balvenie, yeah. I think we were drinking the 12-year.
Where?
And we got lit.
Got lit.
We got real lit.
So where are you at with the broker shit?
Taking the exam tomorrow. Gonna pass that shit, and then start looking for a spot. Yeah. And then you're gonna get your license. Yep. And then we're gonna fucking crush it.
Crush it hard. Yeah. Yeah, I've been, you seen that GaryVee real estate? Oh, no, because you ain't on Instagram.
No, I'm not on anything.
There's this post I did, this long post, basically talking way too much about my life on social media, but I'm like trying to get more bold with just being out there, because everything that's held me back in the past has been like, oh, well, you can't do the comedy you want to do, you can't do the hip-hop you want to do, because if you did, you get fired. You know, like,
that's why.
So, I don't know. I hate
that shit, man.
Yeah. So, where did you find any prospective new spots that you're looking at for storefront, or you just want to stay in Malden? I
want to stay in Malden, but I got a few spots I'm thinking of. I know leases are coming up, and I've seen some empty storefronts, but I got a little time. Like I said, I'll probably finish out most of this year. Yeah. And then, maybe the fall or the first of the year, just say see you later.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw my company under the bus right now, but
No, I feel you. Did you pass your real estate license the first time you took it? Someone was telling me.
I think I passed the state, but I failed the federal side, and then I had to go take the federal side again.
Yeah.
So once you pass, you just got. If you pass one of them, it's pretty much 2 different exams. You pass one of them, you're good. If you fail one of them, you can go back and take it.
Oh, okay. So it's like a little free pass. Yeah, like, oh, you did.
You get 3 times. So you can actually fail it twice.
For the same, and you don't need to pay again?
Nah, you just got to pay pretty much for like half the exam.
So what were the parts that you screwed up on the first time?
I honestly, I didn't even really study a lot when I went to. I was just like, I was like, fuck it. I was like, I'm just gonna go and get it. I was like, I know everything. I didn't know everything, you know what I mean? But most of the stuff I didn't know was like a lot of the mortgage shit, like the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac bullshit. But I mean, the exam is just a lot of it's just like law. You know what I mean? It's like legal terms, like. You think you're studying for like the bar exam or something, you know what I mean?
So it's more about knowing the terms.
You're never gonna. It's nothing to do with selling or buying real estate.
Yeah, my buddy was saying make
shit.
flashcards.
Yeah,
right?
Just know the terms.
Yeah,
know the terms. You just know a little bit about everything that has to do with the business. You know, lending.
And then how much of that goes out the window once you finally.
Dude, honestly, almost all of it.
Like every.
And then you just you learn as you go. In this business, I mean, I had a good mentor, but I mean, at the same time.
Who's that? You gotta bring him up?
What's that?
You gotta show love to the mentors.
Oh, man. My boy Chucky Andre.
Yeah? What? So, how so? Why was he a good mentor?
Dude, so let me tell you a story. When I got out of college, I was doing, obviously, I played baseball. I thought I was a bee's knees. I thought I was gonna get drafted. All this bullshit.
You are the bee's knees.
No one at Umass ever told me about real world shit. You know what I mean? No one ever said, "Oh, it's gonna be tough when you get out of here with a sociology degree."
Yeah.
No one ever told me that. They were just like, "Yeah, baseball." Like, all right. I come out, go on mad interviews. No one's giving me shit with a sociology degree in 2010.
Yeah.
So I had to do labor and iron work. So I was playing amateur baseball for their team.
What team?
Andre Chiefs in the Boston City League.
Word.
It's amateur baseball, but so I'm playing for them. I just went down there one day and Chuck came up to me. I'll never forget it. He was just like, "Yo, what's the matter?" He's like, "You're not yourself." I was like, honestly, I don't know what happened. I'm doing construction. I'm a smart kid. Like, no one's giving me a shot. I'll never forget. He took his wallet out. Dished me out $500. It was like, go sign up for the real estate class, go take the exam. He was like, come work for us. He's like, I'll show you everything you got to know about real estate. He was like, you're going to sell real estate. And I was like, dude, it's something you don't forget because not many people do that. Not many people do that.
That's huge.
I owe that guy so much friggin' loyal. That's why I'm so loyal to him.
And you knew him through baseball?
Just baseball when I was in high school.
But he knew you as a person.
Yeah. And that's why I love him. He's like family to me, but like not many people in this world do that shit, and I'll never forget that till the day I die.
What jobs were you going for? When you weren't getting
everything, man, anything.
And that's the worst part too, because then you find yourself you're throwing up your talent for anything.
No, exactly because first I wanted to get I don't know, law enforcement, all that BS, and then it started going off, and then by the end of it, I was going for like recruiting jobs and stuff.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I was like, I don't want to forget.
That's why I got a lot of respect for Ben. I forget what it was when he first got into it or whatever, but like he was always, feel like a lot of people in the Malden crew is always like this, but he always had like a really strong tie to just what his inner voice was telling him.
Yeah.
Because he told me, he used to be like, yo, Samson, you should come and do this hospitality stuff. Like, right? Like, you'd be great at it. You'd be able to talk to all these people. Because he started at a desk job, and he's like, dude, I was like 2 weeks in. You know how he talks to it? Like, I was like 2 weeks in. I was just like, what the fuck? Yo. This I can't do. Yo, this I can't do. And he I think 2-3 weeks in, he was just like, I'm sorry, but this ain't me.
Fair.
And he went back, and look where the fuck he's at now. He went back and
Yeah, he started the Colonnade.
Yeah.
And then went to Envoy. And
Yeah.
then went to, was it the Revere?
The Revere. Yeah. And then you're fucking 27 years old, and company says, hey, you sexy 27-year-old stud from Malden. Hey, how about, hey, you want to, like, maybe you should get 2 years in Hawaii, right? Hire a crew of 35 to start and run a dope bar, lounge, restaurant, whatever the hell it is. It's in Honolulu, right? Yeah. I think so, because that's the island I'm flying into. So it better be, it better be that, you know.
I gotta book that shit.
Yo, a year and a half ago, I had this dream, right? I woke up, I hit up my brother. I'm like, yo, Al, I had this dream that me, you, and Nikki Wah were walking on the beach in Hawaii together. Fast forward, I got my flights for September 6th to the 20th going to Hawaii. And then I hit up my brother, and he's like, because we're going back to Peru, so we were talking about those flights. And I hit him up, and he's like, oh yeah, I was just talking to Nick. We're gonna go to Hawaii. I'm like, when are you gonna go? He's like, oh, we're looking in like August or whatever. I'm like, listen, man, I don't know if it's possible with whatever you got going on schedule-wise, but I know for a fact that costs drop down when you go to September, and I just booked my stuff for September 6th to the 20th. And then, like, a couple days ago, Nick's in here. His mom and dad timeshare or something like that on that island, right? So now that same time period, him and Al will be there. So I'm like,
really?
Yeah, whether placebo effect, I'll take it, right? Like, now we're all going to be on the beach at the exact same time. So you got to come.
Yeah, I get the info in that text message.
Plus, it's mid-month. That's when he said is the best time to, like, kick it with him and stuff because he could do more things. And it's his birthday, right?
Oh, shit,
He's the 18th, I think.
Is it the 8th? No, is it the 18th or the 17th?
Well,
it's one of them days.
Yeah, that's close enough.
We'll be there for it.
Oh yeah. But yo, and then so what about you? Are you gonna end up the motherland? Where's that pit in your spot? That's picture.
Tuscany. Yeah, I gotta go out there. My grandmother wants me to go out there too. I gotta try to get in touch with some of my family out there, but I think a lot of them sold their property. They all moved into the city and shit. So that might be a little stretch, but regardless, yeah, I gotta go. So
yeah.
I don't know when, if it's gonna happen. I wanted to go into like June, July, but I might have to put it off for a little while longer. But I can't pass up Hawaii with you. Go see Benny Boy.
Yo, it's gonna be a ball. You're gonna have a great time.
Dude, I can't wait till he comes home. He's gonna be home in a fucking month.
Sometime in April, right?
Second week in April, I think.
Right, yeah. We're all gonna have a good time. We need another one of those get down casino sessions too. Even though
100%.
I don't really have. Hey, I'll put 20 on black a couple times. And you can't flip flop. You need to pick black or red and then stay on black or red moving forward.
Yep.
Or else you're gonna be pissed the day you flip it and it hits the other one. You just gotta pick one and stick to it.
Dude, me, you, and him fucking killed it down there.
I mean, I didn't even really gamble or nothing.
Oh, I mean, not in that way. Just in general.
Someone was telling me. I think it was Bethany. She's like, before I even had met her, she's like, I watched that video of you and Ben because it's on my Instagram, the one that you filmed, and we're in William's son, and it's like, wow, and we're just going like this,
raging out.
Oh, getting down, looking sharp as shit. But then I'm pissed, so like I'm still struggling to get the full beard look.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Plus, my brother got the Italian side. This dude 3.5 years younger, and he got a full beard like 3.5 years ago, probably even more than that. And I got more of the Asian facial hair. So like, if it gets too long, it's gonna look puby, and I'm not a fan of that. So I just keep it at some like scruff look, right? But I'm pissed because when we went to the casino, there's these pictures of us taken. Cause we had a table, right? We got a table at Shrine. Was it Shrine?
Yeah. Oh no, we were Foxwoods.
Yeah. My bad. But yeah, so the picture gets taken, and I was doing the scruff look, and the scruff look works for me until a flash goes off in the night. Cause when a flash goes off in the night, then this I just look like a Mexican looking for work. You know, like I just finished, and so like everything else shining. I got oily ass skin, everything else shining, and then this is just like the only thing that you see. You don't see none of this.
Bro.
I can't connect the cheek part.
Nah, you're good, man. You're looking fresh.
Nah, trying. Guys, what I don't got on the facial hair, I make up with the clean line up in the eyebrows.
There you go.
Someone, I posted a picture today, and one of my friends from Enfield's like, I can't get over the brows though.
Oh shit!
Goals.
Do you do your eyebrows?
Yeah. Straight razor.
Yourself?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. Otherwise, they'd be bushy as shit.
I mean, my fucking.
Yeah, but you could rock it. Me, maybe it's because I got some of the Asian going on.
Yeah,
I just start looking a little bit too indigenous. That's what I got that pin for. That's what I got that pin for on the coat. I don't need them too indigenous. But you gotta get to the motherland, son. That's your motherland. So you gotta go.
Yeah, I
there.
gotta get out there. Told myself I would. Told my grandmother I would. Fucking take some pictures for her.
There was a few other people I was talking to. The same time that we started talking about that, like I came over your spot, we were kicking it, and then we were both saying that there was just some pull to the motherland at that time. Because I was on this. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna go to the Philippines for a month, but I was just saying, the things in life that tend to be meant to be, right? They just work even if you don't want that thing to work. It's funny how it just works out, no issues. Like when I got the director of business development job, right? Like I didn't ask for that. I knew I was made for it, but I didn't ask for it. It just worked. Now it's not the best case scenario, it's not the dream job or nothing, but it just happened. And then the things that aren't meant to be in life, these roadblocks come up, and it's not that you can't still do it. You could still work around the roadblocks, but it's like when you're like, I need my special fucking pen or whatever with me, and you're looking for something, and then you can't find it. After a certain amount of time and not being able to find it, like the best move is just grab
a fucking pen.
Yeah, do something else, just go without it, right? It's not that big of a deal. And what you see, and whether you're talking about just a stupid little pen example, or you're talking about a much bigger thing in life, whether it's buying that car that you want or something else, and then you go to get the car and you realize you need another $1,000, or they're not going to give you that much money for the trade-in. You're like, you work through that, and then but everyone told you, Samson, you buy a German engineered whip, right? This was my first car. I wanted a Jetta so bad. This one Jetta, and it was like I made up my mind I was getting that car, and I made it work. I got that, but the amount of roadblocks that went in the way, and then later on, every window drop. Those fucking cars, dude. Check engine light is a way of life when you drive Volkswagen, and then the 98 Jetta GL, or all the Jettas, if you have power windows, they would drop, and then it was like $96, $100 just to fix the little motor thing in there, and it was harder and harder to find. But what I'm getting at is like, listen, if it's meant to be, right, like things will work out smoothly. And now I'm finally at a maturity point where it's like when they're not meant to be and I see those roadblocks coming up, I like pull back a little bit. I'm not as big on it. Like, yeah, I really wanted that to happen, but hard work really hard, patient really hard, and you got to be that way.
Well, we talked about it before. Everybody just goes with the social norms, just like wake up, go to work, deal with bullshit, get mad, come home, be angry, eat, go to bed, wake up, and do it over again. You know what I mean?
Why?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, I'll tell you why. I know why.
But, like, I don't understand why, like, me and you doing our thing.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about the roadblocks and everything. It's just like, fucking just go right through it. Or just say fuck it and find another way.
Yeah.
You know what I
I've
mean?
never really been a fan of asking either.
Nah, dude.
But
I'm all set with handouts and all that bullshit, man. Dude, if you want to do something, do it for yourself, but do it on your own.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you have any specific story pop up in your head when you could think of where like roadblocks came up and then one after another, but you're like I'm very tenacious, right? I want something to happen. I'll make it work for better or for worse, and definitely for worse sometimes. But then just to watch some certain things come back and bite you in the ass so hard. And then you need to, there's some people that never really have that like sit back introspective look of just like, okay, so I saw all the time, so I couldn't find it, right? Couldn't find that pen. And I was looking all over the place. Then I ended up being late. Then because I was all jumbled up. I didn't think to just grab a different one, and then I needed it in that time, right? Or something like, I don't know, the bigger life things, anything like that, like quickly come to mind for you?
Not anything in particular, but just in general, just like.
What about when things just work out?
Oh, dude, that's the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't give examples like that. Yeah. Because I don't want to put myself on the chopping block here. Getting back to the other thing, just when so like my life, I live my life. I'm always there for others, help people out, there for everybody, do whatever I gotta do. I put other people first. But then when I'm not even saying I ask for nothing, but then when you see people's true colors come out, you say, wow, there really isn't that many real people in this fucking world.
There's not.
And that puts shit into perspective. You're like, you know what? You gotta look after numero uno. You can't be living your life looking after others your whole life. It just ain't gonna work.
It sucks that sometimes the world makes it gotta be that way. Because if you look at all nature and everything like that, like there's this one post I had on Instagram of a wolf pack. So I'm not fucking it up. Well, I don't know where my phone's at. I'll bring it up later. But it just showed how like the front 5 in the wolf pack were like the mid to upper level like badasses, right? Yeah. And then in the middle of the wolf pack were all the children and the oldest ones. And then the end were like the last 5 like killers, like real badass ones. And then trailing all the way in the back was the alpha male, right? Watching everything so you could kind of run the show. And then we were talking about it the other day in regards to wolves and coyotes. Right, I was listening to this Joe Rogan podcast. I'm going to need to figure out the dude that was on there. But they do all this stuff where they researched into coyotes to find out things like when coyotes howl, they're actually doing like a census call. And that when we go and start killing them to control the population, that census call gets bumped up and the litters start being way higher.
Really?
Yeah. So we were doing the opposite of what we ever wanted to by controlling it. But coyotes are the number one animal, I believe, next to humans that whatever continent they're on have gone from the top to the bottom, all the way to the left, all the way to the right, east, south, whatever. They're the number one animal that has grazed and gone.
They just figure it out wherever they go.
Yeah, but here's the deal. They're pack oriented, but not like wolves, right? So I like to think of myself as a wolf in the world of a bunch of fucking coyotes. Like, shots go off. Coyotes have no issue with 3 running that way, 4 running that way, and those never meet up ever again, right? And wolves, you could kill the entire wolf pack if you get one, and then you get the scent of that one wolf, and then that's how hunters would kill wolves and shit. They get one, or they get some of one, or whatever, then they use that scent and without fail, all the other wolves will come back for that wolf.
Really? And
like, it sucks that the world ain't really set up to support that, but that's how I feel. You know, that's why. And here's one of the meant to be things, right? So long story short, when I was applying for schools, right, got into Bentley, Bryan, Drexel. I did all these other stretch schools, even though I knew I wasn't going to be able to afford it, even though I'm still paying for UMass. Applied early action to Uconn and didn't. They fucking waited listed me, right? High SATs. I think I had like our school did the GPA scored differently, but I had like a high GPA and stuff too. But when you apply early action, you apply with all the other smart, proactive motherfuckers. So you're in a group of very smart people when you do that. And they waited listed me in my own state. And they're like, okay, well, if you want to come in, like, you could reapply after the normal application period is done, a.k.a. end of August, first week of September or something like that. And then you need to, right, like, you need to plan. So I ended up going to UMass because I had one of my best friends, my boy Ragno from back in Enfield, was living up at UMass. I went up and visited a couple times, man. And I was like, okay, this is legit up in Southwest. I go to UMass, I end up meeting Ben, and like, this is one of the all meant to be things, right? Ben's always like, yo, you could have always been in our group of friends. Yeah. It's like you could have grown up in Malden, lived in Malden, and then out of nowhere, my other boy, Nick, that grew up in Enfield, down the street from me. I'm best friends with him, and his older brother is my best friend, same age as me, Jay. And then Al and Nick are basically the same age. And it was like us four. Down the street, this dude randomly, we never planned this, but just ends up upstairs in Malden, right? And then I end up here in a time in my life where I desperately need some like close boys and everything like that. End up here, we get this apartment 2 days before September. He needed to be right across from a stop, so on the T. So like this was the only real option if he didn't want to move or something and get placed further away. Apartment opens up down here. Right, and meanwhile, here's the no roadblocks. Right, I got no roadblocks for any of this. Right, I do hip hop. He makes beats. Right, I need that type of. Right, he's ill with native instruments and everything. It just all worked out. Right, instead of me like really, and it probably could have worked. Right, forcefully like, Nick, you take this apartment. I gotta pay more money here. We pay $750 a month. Get parking, got laundry. That's nothing.
You're right next to the train station.
Right next to the train station. And then...
And you're in Malden.
Yeah, and wouldn't you know, and all you guys, you were my wolf pack even before like I ever came up with the pack, you know? Like, I felt like... Because honestly, up until I moved here and me and you kicked it for the first, like, real time, maybe we had crossed paths aside from the casino 5 times...
What,
right?
Like of a Umass and shit?
Yeah, it was so small, but it was immediately like...
I got your back. You need anything.
And I always felt the same way about you. I always felt the same way about like all the Malden cats. Like immediately, like it was like there's no maybe there's no walls up. You know, that's the point of Tourage and the Enlightened Entourage. Tourage is a word that I defined, right, and took the end of Entourage, just took Tourage because I'll get all the SEO for it. Yeah. And Tourage is that whole, there's a mutual shared love, and because of that mutual shared love, all the walls drop, and then it don't matter the differences in people, you automatically can connect. And that's the number one thing you want to do in sales, right? Like you want
have to
build
if
rapport.
You want to sell, you gotta be a people person, but you gotta build a rapport, relationship. Yeah. It's all about relationships. 'Cause from that relationship, it's gonna come referrals. From those referrals, gonna come more referrals.
It's gonna be that ongoing business.
Exactly.
So give me the Jerry Freni breakdown on realty sales 101. What do you think is what made you the most successful in doing that?
In real estate, honestly, just being a people person, just being a regular person, but knowing how to, not that I'm changing myself, but knowing when to be proper and knowing when I can drop an F-bomb and being like, fuck that shit in front of a client. Yeah. And they're not going to be like, whoa. You know what I mean?
That's
you gotta know who you're working with, like what they can take, what they can't take. But the other thing is just knowing your shit. You know what I mean? Even if you don't know nothing, pretend like you know it. Go home, research shit. Make some phone calls. Self-educate yourself, and then come back the next day. Even just say, "Hey, let me do it. I know a little bit. Give them a little bit.
Be honest."
And then exactly, and then come back the next day and be like, "Yo, bang, here. This is what I got for you."
And they see that you did the work.
Straight knowledge, exactly. But now you know that for the future. Now, if it ever comes up again, you're right good. On the spot, you're like, bang.
That's one thing I notice in corporate America too is. Like when we were saying, even it's hard to find like other real people. Like one of the other bigger trends in corporate was the lack of like grind, hustle. I mean, I guess I'm just word is different in that respect of like just always been hustlers. Right? I joke about paper routes when I was 12.
No, for real though. But that's real shit because most.
They just sit back. Like, can you give me a 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D
no
breakdown?
Disrespect, but most people grew up being like, "Hey, mommy, daddy, can I have $20 here, $50 here?" Like, I didn't grow up like that. I know you didn't grow up like that. We've talked about this before. Like, I haven't met many people besides like obviously Enfield, Malden cats. Like, besides that, I don't know many people that grew up freaking selling, Sour Patch Kids for quarters in the calf when they were in 3rd grade. You know what I mean? Like
hustling Tang for $1 in the 90s.
God damn, like that's how it was, but that's how you grew up.
Yeah. Now, I've been one of the bigger like questions I've been just having in general. Is it a certain type of individual, or I think that everyone's capable of getting to the. I don't know. I think.
Anyone? What do you mean, real estate?
I had some shit embedded in me from a childhood regarding finances that just always made me want to get up and work harder. But then what I realized was along the way, I also had this whole like, oh, well, every job I ever did, I loved training because I would be like, why did it take 3 months for me to make that mistake when you could have just fucking told me that? Yeah. Immediately off the rip, you know? Yeah. Like, that drove me nuts.
Dude, so, dude, anyone can be good at anything. You know what I mean? Anyone can be great at something that they're passionate about. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if you're passionate about something, you're going to want to learn everything and anything you can about it. You know what I mean? So if you want to make dough, that's what's great about real estate. There's no cap. You know what I mean? You can work until June, July, and I could be like, damn, like I made bank. I'm gonna take three months off. I would never do that because you got clients all the time, consistently. But you hit your goal for the year, you can just be like, all right, I'm done. Like I'm going away for a month and a half. See you later. Have someone cover your shit. But at the same time, you say, you know what? There's no end. The sky's the limit.
So for people that are just listening, right, I did sales for business intelligence software, corporate performance management, which is the budgeting, forecasting, consolidation, last mile of finance software for like enterprise companies, right? So when I was doing sales, one of the things that I didn't like was, so you have a quota and there'd be some uncapped commission. And quickly, like first job, did I realize that like that all-star sales guy are the ones who hit their quota. They would, and here's where it's different from real estate, they could also just sit back and not do anything for the rest of the year. But because of the nature of the job and how it's already a 9 to 5 and what's expected of you, that's not how it's supposed to be. I guess what I'm getting at is in real estate, if you do it, you can have someone cover your stuff and that's normal. But in corporate America, it kind of forces there to be liars. Because then if someone does want to sit back and take the rest of the year off because they rightfully hit their quota and they already got all this money.
And they know they're still getting paid no matter what.
Yeah, and then they're just faking doing the work, right? Instead of being in a culture or in some type of setup like in that where, hey, you know, you could cover me now.
But even in that aspect, even in real estate, say you don't want to work, just be like, yo, Samson, take this lead, just give me 25% referral fee. Once you sell the place, or once you like buy a place with somebody, just throw me back 25% off of your commission. It's called a referral fee. Yeah. But even something like that, I'm just like still getting people, but I'm like, hey, it's my man Samson. He knows everything. He knows everybody. He's gonna help you out. He's gonna hook you up. You sell the thing, you get paid, and I get paid. Yeah. And I didn't do a goddamn thing, but give you a phone number.
I'm big on the best ideas are win-win-win ideas, right? That's a win-win-win idea. And what I didn't like in corporate was that wouldn't happen because you're still supposed to be doing that 9 to 5 for whatever amount of time, even if you already hit your quota. And then what was just so shiesty is then there would be that situation where I could just be like, yo, Jared, just here, like, I'll let you take this because I know I'm not really on my shit right now and I already have my quota, and there's no such thing as that happening. Instead, when something finally comes up, now that sales rep would be like, oh no, I'm gonna take it right now. Suddenly you're doing your 9 to 5 every day when everyone knows you're lying.
It's cutthroat.
Yeah,
they don't care.
Well, yeah, you're in sales, and I disgusted this, but like the entire company could be fucking everything up. The marketing department, right? Sorry, I just need to twist the blade every once in a while. The marketing department, the pre-sales, the consultants, the GM, I'll go in. But everyone else could be doing shoddy work being actually negligent on whatever it is that they're doing, like really not caring, being a bad being a bad person and everything. And yet when you're in sales, at the end of the day, you signed a contract, you put your name on that bitch, and that said, I am basically signing to say, here's what the quota is, and I'm saying I will bring in X amount of money per year. So you could be the best person at that company, and depending on all the variables, it could be everyone else's fault, but in sales, your head gets cut first, right? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who messed up what. You signed something that said you will bring in $1.25 million in business, and it doesn't matter that pre-sales was talking over you and made it sound like a bad relationship in the demo. It doesn't matter that you were told that you're going to get all these beautiful leads when you start with the company, and that you do business
never
only.
Happens.
Yeah. Hey, how about this? I'm getting pinged by people that have zero qualification to be in their position in marketing, whatever it was. Zero qualification. I'm being pinged by them like, where's your next, and the whole sales team was hating on this, where's your next task on this lead? Meanwhile, when we signed that contract and we came in there, it's like, yo, there's so many leads you're not going to know what to do with. First of all, we would only sell to companies, like, I really don't want to talk to you if you're only at a $100 million company. I really only should be talking to people that are at 300 to over, our sweet spot was, I believed, 500 million revenue dollar companies. I need to be talking to those CFOs, those directors of finance, business intelligence, predictive analytics, whatever it was, those whatever. Now, I never get any leads, and now I'm being hit up by someone who has no qualifications to be in that position, saying, where is your next task on this lead? What, like, in Salesforce, as soon as you do something, you need to have a next task, right? And I know that everyone at the top is looking down, saying, like, oh, Jared doesn't have...
But it's a waste of your time.
And it's such a waste of time.
You know the end game.
Yeah. But like, if things worked out for you and you were getting your number and things are all good, then you could not do... And I always hated that too. They're going to tell you need to do all this stuff. You need a next task. You need to be proactive with this. You need to be adding people in here. But the ones that hit their number, usually are the same ones that never added it in there. See, this is what I realized at my first company that drove me nuts. You want to tell someone, and half the people that end up being hired need the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 A, B, C, D, list of to-dos and what to do. Yeah. You want to tell someone, hey, you need to add these people. You need to have a next task. You need to be proactive on all this stuff, and this is what you have to do. We're going to look at how well you're doing your job, and if we look and see that you don't have next tasks, that you're not building them out, that's going to look badly on you. Now, imagine a kid that has never done a corporate America job yet, and they come in, and someone's like, okay, maybe I don't have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A, B, C, D checklist, but what I do have is this word of someone saying you need to do this. This is the way that you need to do it. So I'm going to go and do it. But no one's seeing how much time this takes. And meanwhile, like I told you, I need to be talking to companies over 500 million. I'm getting leads for $5 million companies, $30 million companies. So then I got an unqualified person coming to me who's going to have a huge deal on how well I can be successful if we ain't working together, right? Telling me you need a next task and this and that. Meanwhile, all the ones that were ever successful in every corporate America job that I done were all the ones who did not always have the next task, who didn't always build out the things. Why? Because in a way, they're smart, and they go, listen, you need to come in and you need to prioritize and know what's going to make me money today, right? What are the best leads? What are the ones I should be spending time on? But when you're trying to teach a new kid how to do a job, you can't tell them all of this stuff, require them to do it, micromanage the shit out of them to do it that way, and then wonder why they're not successful.
But you can relate it to life.
Oh,
like
100%.
Earlier, like the roadblocks. Like, everything ain't gonna go
no
in that order every time. You got to know how to react to when something does come up like, all right, this dude's at D. I'm at C. What do I do? You know what I mean? How do you skip C?
Yeah.
People don't know how to do that. You can't do that.
And you need to.
You're not going to be successful doing that.
And then all right, you need to do 40 to 60 dials a day, right? That complement with email. But then you want to, y'all all need to be doing personal email, right? You add a little personal note, and I get that. I broke down this system that was 10, 20, 30, right? You need to know, because we started to get to a point where you didn't reject leads anymore. So your queue is going to get big. So your success would be directly...
I'm getting disgusted right now.
Thank you.
Leads. There's no such thing as leads anymore. The only leads you get is personal leads. Now I'm going to stop venting. I got a couple things whining me. I'm going to stop venting. Leads is not... We got a lead system that for my company, and it's garbage. For real. I'll tell you right now, it's garbage. I'm disgusted. You get grouped, because we got so many agents working in our company. You get grouped with 5 agents. So when a good lead comes in, it goes out to 5 people in the company. So whoever's on the computer and gets that email first, and if it's a good lead, all they got to do is click on claim lead. It's not like next man up, which it should be, in line. Like, it's like a lottery. You might get a lead for a $180,000 qualified buyer. Too fucking bad. Next time around, maybe you get lucky with that $1 million listing. That's the luck of the draw. But don't tell me every time if I'm with a client, I miss out on a sick lead because I can get grouped with 5 other people and someone just happened to be on their email when I was with a client. Like, that's garbage. And that's why stupid. all my business comes from personal shit.
Yeah. The last company I was at, never seen anything like this in my entire life. Neither has anybody that ever worked on the sales team there. These people said, first of all, I was there for like 2 years. They changed up territories like 7 times. First it was by industry, first it was by geography, then it's by geography and you specialize in industry, and then it all got changed. And then at one point, the very most recent, they made it every man for himself. They said, guess what, Jared, I don't care if you already got a lead at that company, if you're already in conversations. If Samson knows the CFO and gets a signature before you, Samson gets the business. Now, that did nothing but implode the morale, implode everyone, because now Jared is not gonna hit up Samson to be like, yo, like I'm working on something right now, and this is technically not my territory, right? Like I'm over here in California. This is a Florida, a referral, right?
And that's your territory.
Exactly. So like here, you should take it, right? It's closer. It would be more effective for business. It would cost the company less to do travel there, everything like that. No, you're gonna say, well, I'm responsible for $1.25 million in new business, right? That's in Florida. I don't care if that was your 20th change territory and it was in Florida. Now, even though you think you own Florida, it's every man for himself, and that's what we got told. And at the end of the day, it don't matter who's messing up. Sales gets their head cut first. Yeah. So it's like, okay, so now imagine what that did to a team. You're not a team no more. You're not a team at all. I'm trying to think of a clever metaphor for it, but like, there's zero way that you are gonna wanna like. And I learned a lot in regards to being like a more remote organization where you have different people that are all on a team, but they all live in damn near a different country, different states, everything like that. You're not gonna go and give that referral, and then we started seeing what you were talking about on a claim level like that. These new reps would come in. And in some ways, I kind of give them a little bit of respect because they saw the loopholes in the business, right? So new reps would come in and they heard it's like that. Oh, that account's not in the system yet? Let me create it, or let me go. Oh, I see that Salesforce allows me to change the owner of the account. Well, if I change the owner of the account, then Pardot, Marketo, whatever your marketing automation is, then I'm going to get a report daily that shows who's active that I added in there. So suddenly now there's 80 different GEs right? Let me go and say, oh, main GE's here. I'm going to go change my name to own all the GEs. That way, when a lead does come in for GE, even if it's all the legwork that y'all did, then I'm going to know about it before you will, and I'll be...
take it.
Yeah, and no, it'll already be mine. See, then there was this whole big thing where you can go wherever you want, but I was running the business. It was...
I don't trust... I'm not trying to fuck it. I mean, I am. I'm actually, fuck it. It's just, it is what it is. Lead systems, they all work the same. You know someone's seeing it before the actual person that's supposed to see it sees it.
Or can look back, too.
And you know if they want to take that off and give it to someone, it's going to the person they want it to.
And they were cherry picking like that, too.
Yeah, nah, man. Everyone does that.
And to me,
lead systems fucking suck.
Me and you talk about this all the time. Being like, here, you have the tail end of this guy.
I know, I'm fucking crushing this.
It's pretty good, too. The other thing was like, so then I started running the business development team. Now I need to, my reps are giving the outside guys that have this y'all can go wherever you want, the whole thing, they're the ones giving them the opportunities, right? So you and I say I'm in biz dev, you're an outside sales rep. We could work together for 8 months, and this happened to me 5 times. I got a OneNote documented, filled of departments, maybe marketing, fucking up, right? So like me and you could work for 8. Let's make it a more realistic one. 4 months, create our own emails, create a campaign, create lists, and everything. We could then go and say, okay, so I'm going to work with you. I'm going to shoot out these emails. Tell me which companies you want me to go after. Okay, I'm going to go after them with you. And then someone could actually come from that, right? So next thing you know, it's 4 months later, and a conversation starts happening. Not only were they assigning leads that the biz dev rep already had a lead there, a new title comes in, and instead of being like someone's already got a lead on that account, they're gonna automatically give it to the different outside sales rep. And the worst part is that if you were my outside sales rep and we created our own thing, went out of our own way, did everything we needed to do to get GM to come in as a lead, then CFO of GM comes in, and Jared ain't on the board yet this year. Jared's living in Canada, so we don't know how Jared's actually going to do. But we know another rep that's nasty at sales and crushing it. We ain't even going to tell Jared about the lead. We're just going to give it to the other rep. It won't come up in conversations until it's too late for Jared to know. And then you have lost all accountability in the system. And now the biz dev rep, the outside rep goes, we did everything the right way, the way that we were supposed to. And then because of our work, maybe the person wasn't in the system yet, right? But they were forwarding the emails with the links, making them show up in marketing automation just like we wanted, and now you're not going to give it to one of us, even though Jared's the owner of the account, right? And like, I'm running a team that's in the middle, so I need it to be accountable. I need you to have your 5 states, and that's it. I would tell my reps all the time, listen, like, I know this is a random situation here, but if I stick to telling you the same thing every time, even though it's a crappy situation, I don't ever need to explain myself or come back and feel like I did anyone dirty, right? So, and it got to the point where I had a couple reps that, like, I yelled at, dude, I went in on a couple of my reps one day in an email, like, respectfully so. Yeah. And that's the other thing. In corporate, everyone's acting like a little bitch. They just can't hear the real truth, right?
I've never done corporate, so I fucking...
Because in emails, dude, you don't know what you're going through. You don't know how your day's going. Yeah. So someone could reply in a one-liner in an email, and they could have just been busy, and that one-liner seems like you assuming all these things now, like, oh, they're mad at me. Oh, they don't care that much. Oh, but meanwhile, you're working a booth, and you only had a chance to get one line in, or you really was trying to be a dick. Who knows? But I'm like, yo... Yeah. Make this like a lead. Get on the phone and call your team member. I don't want to see this back and forth bullshit in emails. Like, I didn't say bullshit or nothing. I was pretty as dramatically flamboyant I could be professionally in an email, I've gone in on some people, and I told them, I don't ever want to see this happen again. I think the situation was one of them seeing that the other one was getting somewhere. And this happened with the outside sales team too. One of them saw that another one was getting somewhere with a good lead, and it had just become like an opportunity. So he was going to get a bonus for that. And the other one goes, they start going back and forth, and I was out that day. So then I see this whole thing about like, that's not in your territory and this and that. Now, I took my job seriously, and as a manager, it's always your fault. Okay, I don't give a fuck what you did or didn't do the right or wrong way, but if you are a boss or a manager,
that's real though.
It's
real.
It's your fault. Be. Yeah, you need to boss. You need to boss up, and you need to say. And I would just be like, listen, I should have been more aware that this was already not in so and so's territory. But if I need to, if I ever see you guys going back and forth before you either reach out to me or pick up the phone and talk to one another again, like I just will not have that on this team. There could have been a beautiful scenario where so-and-so has hit me up, hit you up, and you guys talk about it and go, listen, like that wasn't, but clearly that rep did all the work. Now they should have checked and double check the HQ. That was the other thing. First of all, marketing should have known in the first place before the lead ever got assigned that wasn't a headquarters. So we need to go, you get the company via where their HQ is.
How do people stay? After shit like all this shit you're saying right now, I'd be
revved up I am?
Yeah,
I'm revved up.
You are revved up. Like
I'm not even there no more.
Somebody.
Yeah, now.
But how do you stay at a company like that? And I'm guessing that's how most corporate America works.
It's all fear.
But that's fucked up.
I'm not
I mean,
even
someone
saying,
like me and you, I'd look.
That's why I got mad respect
I'd look
for
at
Ben.
the first person, whoever the fuck I'd look at, and just say, I don't care if it was someone lower than me. I'd say, fuck you. Just fucking walk out. I'd have to say fuck you to somebody.
But then there's, so people make decisions in a context.
That's fucked up, though. Fucking a company's treating you like that.
But then you got rent, and you got student loans.
I get
and
that,
you got
but
this and that.
That's what we're getting back to fucking, there's a certain percentage, a small percentage of people. Fucking, you just fucking figure shit out. Like, that's fucked up. And
you always gonna fear, and I think we talked about this before, but like, it's a little bit cliche, but things started to get a lot better for me when I just stopped making decisions out of fear and started making them out of love, right? And that sounds cliche, but things are cliche for a reason. And how was I ever supposed to master myself as a man, master my tomorrow, if when I walk in, off the rip, just because of what we just talking about, I'm lying to myself, and in turn, I'm lying to everybody else. And then I got to watch people not make the wolf-like decisions, go against the principle, go against their word. Like, I'm not... That's not
just
me
a little fucking pawn.
Meanwhile,
world.
I've diminished everything about my soul because, man, I could go on and on. We get off corporate.
Nah, bro, keep going. You're venting right now. I can see it coming out of your pores.
Yo, and I'm already a greasy motherfucker.
I know, yo, you're fucking sweating right now.
Yo, now imagine two whole sales teams feeling like this, right? Like, what is that doing? And here's
morale's low. Fucking, nobody ain't gonna be fucking pushing to fucking get shit done.
Nope, you do all the work.
So it's just bad for the company on every fucking end.
Every end. And then it gets to
Sorry
the point.
for all the F-bombs, by the way.
It's all good. My Ma Dukes and I were talking about it last night. She's like, you swore a lot in the last time. I'm like, yeah, but I'll sit with old lady, and I'm not going to be that way. Sit with Jared. It's me and Jared right now. Right?
That's how it's Malden cats. I can talk,
yeah. GaryVee said, like, he said one of his advisors said something to him, like, one of his minions or something like that was like, yo, we could get you, like, 6 more speaking shows a month, and he makes loot on those. I don't know. And the
Who's this?
GaryVee, Gary Vaynerchuk. He wants to. I think he wants to buy the Jets. He got big money. He's actually turned a wine business from like I forget how many millions to like triple-digit millions, and then now he owns VaynerMedia. But my brother's like, ain't nobody sound like GaryVee like you. Like I feel like he, except I'm not there yet, so I gotta shut the fuck up.
You get there though.
Yeah. But no, but he goes, yeah, fuck that. I'm not gonna stop swearing.
Yeah.
I've noticed, and there's some quote and meme or some shit. It's like people that swear are more honest. 100%. Listen, if you got a problem with me dropping the F-bomb or whatever, like it's not right now. You need to look at this context, right? It's me and you.
Yeah.
We having a glass of wine. We boys, right?
No,
if you think I'm gonna go swearing to every person under the sun who comes in here, you're damn wrong. And why? Because I came a department head in 3.5 years. Look at what you've been able to accomplish. You don't get that way if you can't, with the real estate customer, gauge with them.
Yeah.
Can I drop an F-bomb right now?
Exactly.
You know? So I think it was good to touch on that. But yeah, dude, I got out of it because, I mean, yeah, dude, you probably saw the differences in the times that we were kicking it and how stressed out I was and how I just didn't even want to hang out with you. And I explained it like a pressure
I knew something
cooker.
was up, and that's why I was like, giving you a distance, but fucking.
And that's horrible.
I'm always there.
Why do I want distance from my boys?
No, I know.
You know, that's
the
the last thing anyone should ever want. And next thing you know, it's coming out of me in that way. And then I describe it like a pressure cooker.
But then you get it. It just comes like, yo, I should be with people more often. I should be closer with people. I should be talking to people more.
Yeah. Or at the very least, not talking to the ones you love, the ones that are your close friends.
They're right fucking 5 minutes away.
Yo, but how many? And we
on the east side, by the way, east side of Malden.
We touched on someone right before we started the podcast too. We're not gonna bring no one up, but just that, you know, there's a study that was done that showed like 83% of people in America do not like what they do, and out of the 83, 24 of them hate it. Now, like, there are a lot of people that I can, if I'm not going to, but I could rattle off right now that I know are in this position. And I'm sure that even just some of the people that are going to watch this second podcast that I'm doing are going to see this and be feeling the exact same way. Now, that, for me, when I came home and when I'd be thinking about it too much or thinking about everything too much, next thing you know, I have taken my divine energy gas tank in the day. It's done, right? When you feel controlled or like you're not like we're humans. We have psychological needs just like we have physical needs, right? So all this anxiety, depression, hormonal things, a lot of the stuff that was going wrong with my health, that's not just because of physical type of health, right? There's intrinsic and extrinsic values. There's like, if you feel like you're being controlled or what the work that you're doing isn't actually contributing to a cause, that it's going to come out. It's going to come out in one way or another. And one of the things that I want to keep from is getting so revved up that by the and I'm naturally like this as a Cancer, where like I keep it all in, and then when I blow, I fucking blow. I go off. Yeah, no, you do not want to be around. And now I haven't gotten to that point. Well, let me
every like 3 years, man.
Let me correct myself. I got to that point two days ago because I was told, hey, you're gonna get. I literally have a termination letter that says they were gonna hold up health insurance, medical, dental, vision, all that until March 31st, a month after I end up leaving, and then I get a thing from Paychex in the mail that says coverage ends the 28th. Now, granted, I'm getting my wisdom teeth done tomorrow, right? I'm be all chipmunk looking and shit. But, like, it's not about the different... Listen, that's a big hit I got to take money-wise if it's not on health insurance. But it's not about that. This comes down to wolves and coyotes shit. It's about principle and merit. You wrote down on all proper things were in place. Oh, anything we could do to help Sam? Actually, you said you were going to give it to me. And now you're saying it's not? Listen, you're going to tell me I need to, thank God I'm not there anymore. You're going to tell me I need to work in an environment where I need to follow the procedure, have a next task, do all this kind of stuff. And then all of the shit gets done. And then you're just going to go flip on your word like that. I have no room for any person or company in my life that's like that.
I don't got respect for that shit. I ain't got no time for that shit.
I had to beat the shit out of the heavy bag. Yeah, I went off on the heavy bag.
Samson, the other thing with fucking you give those stats earlier, the 83% people not like what they do. So I do
Get a little bit closer.
I do real estate.
You can move it however you like. Right. You know, you can hear yourself.
I do real estate, man. My hours are all messed up. People are like, oh, you don't work that hard. Like, all right, yeah, I'm wearing a suit. I'm in my car. I'm driving to appointments. I go to the gym whenever I can. Like, yeah. Do I work 40 hours a week every week? Hell no. But at the same time, I know people who hate their job. Your ass is writing down football plays all day, or your ass is looking at your fantasy football team or your fantasy baseball team all day.
Because you hate what you're doing.
Not contributing to society or your company. And you're going to tell me, like...
Or yourself.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, go do something where you can, like, contribute. Yeah. Make this a better world. You're gonna come at me and like, yo, I'm making more money than you. I'm working less hours than you, and you're gonna try to tell me that I don't work hard.
Yeah, what'd you do for your family?
That's what I'm saying.
In the last month,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
How many of your friends have you seen?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? How many of those psychological mind, body, soul things did you fulfill?
Yeah.
You know, and like, so I think that's why. I mean, shit, that's why we're gonna make big money, right? Then I'm gonna get my real estate license.
We're gonna kill it
because it offers that type of lifestyle, right?
It's the thing. We can work hard, we can play hard, but we can enjoy both.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna be miserable
and
or
that's
sad
all
doing
it is. That's all it is.
We're gonna have a good time working with fucking people you love, but everybody's on the same page. Everyone's got their goals. At the end of the day, you're gonna go out and do your thing together.
What more could you want?
That's life. That's life in a nutshell, right there.
One of my favorite philosophers, Alan Watts. I don't know. I'd be lying if I said I listen to everything, but I've listened to a lot of Alan Watts stuff, and he's got this funny little like type of laugh that he'll do. But he says he's like, yeah, like I make a living off of doing what I like to do, talking to people, right? Philosophizing. You know, he didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing in the 2018 way, you know? But that's the goal. I'll blow up my own spot on just like happiness and everything like that. But like ever since I was a little kid, when times are hard, first of all, I mean, I ain't get a birthday cake from, I don't even know. There's a good like, those stopped at it before 10, you know. But like I remember every time that I'd blow out candles, and to this day when I do, my wish is to be happy. That's it.
Simple.
It's real simple.
It's simple, man. People don't see that shit.
Not at all.
People don't get that shit.
Because they want to be successful, and the society provides success in a context that goes against all of human evolution. You know? Like, hey, first of all right, listen, you wake up in a box that's in a bigger box, and then you walk outside and you get in either your own box or you walk far to get in a long line of boxes on a track, or you sit behind a bunch of other boxes surrounded in traffic when you could be riding a bike going faster.
You're onto something right here.
Then you get in a box to go up to get into another box to go.
A fucking genius.
First time in how long that you got? How many? I don't even know the facts on how many people live in Boston. How many? 2 million? I don't know.
Boston over 1.2 mil. I'd say. I don't know. Who the hell knows? They built all this shit.
You can go right here. Google Earth, everybody. Google Earth your neighborhood. Zoom up. Zoom up. Zoom up. Look at all those boxes. First time in all of humanity that there's that many boxes next to each. First of all, they're boxes, but there's that many people next to each other. You don't even know your neighbors. You kidding me?
You're kind of making me want to walk home right now, so I'm not in my box.
Yeah, think outside the box.
Yeah, bro.
They tell you to think outside the box all your life, but then you're sitting in a box hearing that to get another.
Literally in a box.
Yo. Yeah, we need to make a song all about that.
Yo, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm not good with that shit, but I'm down.
Yeah, you could just be hyping it up in the background. Yo, but here's why I'm optimistic, right? On the community look, and like I brought up the book Tribe to Muhammad when we did the first podcast, but it's optimistic because anyone that hears this and feels this way, you could, first of all, best news, you're human. You're the smartest fucking species on this planet. That we know of, right? Everyone, even the dumbest people can get it, right? But they need to be told.
With the exception of a few.
With the exception of like a few handfuls.
Just ain't never gonna get it.
Yeah, they just won't. But you could be a positive influence around them, and then next thing you know, it's introspective. They churn it, whatever. But you could go home. You could be listening to this in your car, whatever. 20 years from now, you could be in this spot. You could be listening to this, and you could go knock on your neighbor's door and be like, "Yo." And here's where sales helps out, learning how to set the expectation, whatever, build rapport. I know it's been 5 years, but like I just been thinking about it more, and I want to get this feeling a little bit more like community. We're neighbors.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for all the times I didn't wave, whatever. Like, you could apologize for all the stuff you never did wrong, right? And like, people hate doing that, but just do it, right? Let's exchange numbers. So if someone's robbing your house, I'll make sure I hit you up and let you know. You need some sugar, you let me come over, whatever, and just watch the waves start happening.
After that, every day now, you know, you can fucking be boys now.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but like, the way that parents and adults get about the neighbors when you get older, oh my, I won't even get into it.
I mean, we could get into it, but I mean, I was born, born and raised. I was born in the Malden Hospital, raised in Malden, bought a house in Malden. I seen Malden change over time, in good ways, bad ways, every ways, every city changes everything. But it's funny how neighborhoods change over time. But it's also funny to see how like the elders in the neighborhood that been there since I was a little baby and stuff, when new neighbors pulling up and stuff, they're just like, who the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, why is it like that?
It's like, well, it's cool. Like, they bought a house, they're moving in. Like, it's all just be a community still. It ain't like it used to be. I used to walk down the street, everybody be waving. Now it's just everyone just like, it's
in
like
their box,
head down, walk to their cop, unlock it.
I can't have that. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing the podcast, right? Let's change that. I hope someone hears this conversation and introduce themselves to their neighbor, whether it's the apartment next door or the house next door. Like, it's not hard. You don't even need to go making yourself feel too uncomfortable. Here's the deal. You go make yourself feel uncomfortable and think about it like this. Let's use some numbers so that to show you how foolish it's actually been that you don't know your neighbors. Go make yourself feel slightly uncomfortable for a grand total of less than 60 seconds. Right here, right? We could time it, right? Hey, I know it's been a while, whatever. I know I moved in this long ago, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I just wanted to come over and, like, it ain't no one going to be mad at you and make you feel bad about it for saying it's – now, unless you've done something. But if you haven't done something, then go ahead. Watch how 60 seconds or less of feeling a little bit uncomfortable now makes – how many times you drive back to your house? Every day? How many times you might see your neighbors outside? Maybe 1 to 3 days a week, right? That 60 seconds can change your experience every day, 1 to 2 to 3 days a week. The difference of having waves up and now it's not so-and-so doesn't even look at me or anything like that. Why are you wasting your energy having that conversation?
But to add to that, dude, the end game is, everyone knows the end game, we're all going to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's 50-50. Those are good gambling odds to me. Mm-hmm. It's probably the best gambling odds. I don't know what the hell. Hopefully there's something.
I put it on black.
But if black's good, then I'm down with it. Yeah. But, dude, what I'm saying.
Wakanda. You see Black Panther yet?
But for real, dude, we're all going to die someday, so I don't know what the hell's going to happen. But if it ain't nothing, I want to be like on good terms with people. Like you said, people don't think about it like that. No. Life's too short. You gotta enjoy it, but you gotta just do. You're
spending
do the
20 minutes a week.
Do the uncomfortable things, because in 1,000 years from now, no one ain't gonna remember that one awkward situation.
No, the world, no one even cares.
Yeah.
Right. And how much better would you feel if someone that you always thought was? Listen, I know how my eyebrows look. I know how my face looks. I know that there's some days that the sun in my eye, and that people, when I look up and see you, well, I'm a waver. Right? I wave to people I don't even know. But like,
I wave to people in Cadillacs.
Yeah, there's some Tourage right there for you. Shared mutual love. Yep. I like your caddy. But I mean, just do it. Watch how it'll change everything, and how that ain't no one gonna be mad at you because it's been 10 years, but now you're on some like, yo, I want to make this more of a community, right? There's no reason why the surrounding 5 houses from you shouldn't know who you are, and you all have each other's backs. Even if you're still gonna talk shit about them later on or anything like that, at least you got their number, right? People are very bad at that. You need Tinder to connect with other people. Like, you need all these apps. You need LinkedIn. First of all, let me teach you something about sales. You meet someone dope, get the number. Exchange that right away. I don't care if this is a $300,000 enterprise opportunity or this is just because I thought this dude Jared that I met was a pretty dope dude and I need some dope dudes in my life, you know? I need some good people in my life.
Who knows what that person's going through? They may be going through a tough time. They got nobody. Now they got somebody.
My brother and I had this conversation, and I think me and you may have touched on it a different time too, where like it's worth it to put. It's definitely worth it to say all right, scenario. You're already kind of running a little late. The next place you got to do it ain't do or die. There's no test happening or nothing like that. But you needed to get there for 5. You could somewhere along the way, whether it's a cashier that looks like they're having a bad day or a random person and a funny conversation about Cadillac starts happening and gets sparked up. When you are like, shit, I need to be there by 5, and you don't stop and talk to them for a little bit, you know, first few lines, you could usually tell the type of person. You rush off, you get there at 5, you didn't need to be there for 5, right? Even if you needed to be there, you just that day, watch, you wouldn't need to. But now watch if you stop and instead of being like, yeah, I know I'm already kind of in a rush, but this is a real individual right here. This is a good person. Let me talk to them for a little bit. Whether you exchange numbers or not, you make somebody's day. And then watch how it all works out for you. Yeah. Watch how you never need it. Being late was fine. It was no big deal. Why is everyone in such a rush? One of the most beautiful things, I was on the Mayor Parkway one day. It was mad early in the morning. I was so tired. I was heading back down to Stamford, and they got these little, they're not like the rest areas on 90 on the Mass Pike. They're much smaller than that. These quick little pull-offs, mobile gas station, Dunkin' and a Subway. And I go in, it's mad early in the morning, and like the woman, the cashier, she just looked like she wasn't having a bad day. Yeah, having a bad day. So I was like, let me just start some conversation. I look in the back and I noticed like, yo, I wasn't even lying. This is a genuine comment. I'm like, yo, those donuts are looking good. I'm like, yo, those that's the best lineup of donuts I ever, and I wasn't even gonna get a donut. I think I did because I just thought they looked amazing. But like the glaze on them, the shape of everyone, they were all so legit for a Dunkin'. I was like, yo, that looks amazing. I just got excited about it. I started talking to her, and she just went from shit day to like, yeah, like I made those, like. I made
and you didn't even know she made them.
Yeah, not at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then we just talked, and it was only a little bit extra longer thing, and I was just being genuine. I just seemed like, and I didn't know that she made them, but I wanted to start some kind of conversation. I don't like when anybody looks sad. I just don't. Yeah. Someone like that's another big difference. A lot of people don't do stuff for other people like that. You know, like I've always been appalled when something goes wrong and there's 12 people standing around it in a circle. What the fuck is wrong with all of you? I saw a girl choke at, I was 14, I was at Six Flags. I told this story recently. And I'm walking down and I just start hearing these bloody murder screams. Now, for better or for worse, my entire life I tend to run towards that shit.
Yeah, of course.
Whether I just want to see it or whatever. But they were clearly I need help type of screams. I get over there.
That's just the human in you.
That's that millions of years of evolution, whatever.
It's like, yo, that's a scream for help. Like,
yeah.
I gotta go find out what's going on.
Yo, I ran over. It's a older mother, and then this like she's probably 4 or 5. This girl choking, and there is about 30 people standing around this woman and this little girl, just staring, including at least 10 full-grown men. I was 14. I went up to the mom and I guess my mom did and my dad both did a really good job of telling me, like, basically how to communicate, right? Because first of all, I know off the rip, I'm 14. Right? I ain't even really hit puberty like that yet. This a little ass kid, you know.
Cool, calm, and collective.
Yeah, and I was like, listen, I'm gonna give her the Heimlich, like just step back, right? I can't just go in and just do it. And I went up, I did it, and the girl coughs out a strawberry like this big, like the size of, for anyone listening, it was a big fucking strawberry. And then there was a lot of, and it kind of freaked me out at first too, but kids looked to you for their reaction because it was really red. It was like one of those stupid candy type of drinks or shakes or whatever she had in it. It looked like she coughed up blood. I was like, "That fuck, did I do that? Did I do the Heimlich?"
Pop an organ out or some shit.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh shit!" And she coughed up a strawberry, and she spit it out, and like. I remember, like, the mom was just so, like, about her daughter at that point. Like, I didn't even get I didn't need a thank you. But I didn't get a thank you or nothing like that. She immediately picks up her daughter, I think walks over. But I remember just having this look back and, like, at the full-grown men, like, what is wrong with all of you? How come none of you even just said, who knows how to do the Heimlich, right? Y'all just going to stand there?
That's fucked up.
But we see that all the time. All the time with people.
I don't even know what to say. I feel like that just goes back to just fucking the box thing. Waking up.
That's what it'll do to you.
Exactly. It's just like...
You numb out.
Perfect word. You're just fucking numb.
Yeah, not us, sir.
Nah, not us. I'll tell you what, though. Did I tell you about when I flew first class down to the Pegasus World Cup back in January?
I think it sounds familiar. Re-enlighten us.
I will re-enlighten you. So, now I know why people in first class are so snobby. Because we flew first class. It's like, it was only like an extra $150 each, me and my boy Billy. He's a little older than me. Dude, we flew down there. So on the way down there, we're drinking Scotch freaking 8:30 in the morning. You know what I mean? We're going to Florida, going right to the horse track. Next thing we know, there's people using our bathroom in first class. So he's looking at me. He's like, "The fuck these people think they are using our bathroom?" He's like, "You're fucking right." I was like, "Where's the fucking stewardess?" I was like, "Fucking put the fucking mesh screen up or something." Like, what the fuck?
This is a curb your enthusiasm
like, this is our bathroom. Like, you can't use this. Like, why there's a line for our bathroom? Like, no, if I want to go to the bathroom, I gotta go to the bathroom. Wait in line. So we land. Was bitching like for the last hour. We land. He looks at me. I look at him. At like the same time, we're like, did we really just bitch about these people in economy using the first class bathroom?
I was about to shit on you, so
no,
I'm glad
dude,
you said that. Yo, I was about to shit on you hard.
Me and him started dying laughing, and we were just like, yo, look at how quick that just went to our heads. Flying first class.
Yeah.
Just like, you think you're like,
listen, this is the front box.
I'm no different from these people just because I was like, all right, yeah, I'll spend an extra $150 and fly like in row 2 in first class. Sick. But who the fuck am I to say you can't use I'm getting mad they're using the bathroom in first class. Yeah. Like, come on.
But you know, a lot of people never, you know, it's funny, and that's another reason why you know that that's your boy and that's like, yeah, y'all are the right type of people to be friends with each other. Because first, most people, it's like they're with their other friend, and most people, that other friend ain't thinking the same thing. Yeah. And then when they are, now it's like, oh, like, Bob would think differently of me. Bob would think differently of me if I went back on my comment about the economy, folks. Like, we're Star Alliance, and I'm going to hold that, so I'm not going to say it. And then the world just keeps going on being shit.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm glad y'all checked yourselves, because I was about to check you hard.
Yeah,
like,
no,
damn, that's
actually,
the fuck.
no,
like, it's just a bathroom. You need to go. You need to go.
No, because
it's one thing. There's an 8-person line.
Well, on the way home, there was. I remember there was. I think it was. She wasn't like old, but she was probably like, you know, in her early 60s, and she kind of. I just happened to be looking like she was kind of walking up. She hesitated, and I was like, "Oh no, you can use that." Like, I was just like, you know what I mean? Because at that point, just like, I was like, wow, like I was still like disgusted at myself. I was like, I can't believe that you even like bitching about people using a
I'll come in. I'll wipe your ass for you.
Yeah,
I gotta
like,
get back now.
you get the full service up here in first class.
Yeah, we got fucking moist towelettes. Let's go. Oh man. Good stuff. I don't know how much time we going on. I'm still not good with bars, and I should be because I do hip hop.
Yeah, you do. I don't know nothing about that stuff. So,
but let's wrap it up with we can keep talking obviously after, but let's wrap it up with do something nice. Go out your way to do something nice for someone else in a pay it forward way, especially like the elders. Look, because the first podcast I did with Mohammed, we got on this elders point where like. He's from Beirut, Lebanon, so he's like big in his culture was always just, I mean, in all cultures it should be respect for your elders, right? But like,
they bring you into this world, they take care of you, so when they're on the ways out, you got to take care of them.
Exactly.
They need someone there for them.
Slow up at that crosswalk when you see him waiting, anyone waiting, right? Just do it. It's not, what's more important, getting to your destination literally less than a second faster, or getting there, or maybe you'll call it 3 seconds because you slow up and you let them pass and they see that person dipping, right? You're gonna change some minds about you. Do something nice for one of the elders out there.
That's it. Do something nice.
All right, and then I gotta get on. Hey, anyone listening, if you got a 2018 real estate book, hit me up. Slide into my DM on the knowledge. Look, I need to get my license.
I got you. I take care of you. I got you.
I gotta find one, and then I will get that as long as the test happens. But I'll have it before the end of April.
Yeah, we'll talk.
March is gonna be studying.
We'll talk on the side about timelines and all that good stuff.
Good shit. Jared Freni, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Thank you very much for being number 2, son.
Yeah, number 2. I'll take it.
I'll take it. We've been saying we're going to do it.